Spooky Mirrors, Part 2. Yang Kachang said yes, this time there is another man. Dr. Wu was silent for a few seconds and asked him if he knew each other. Yang Kachang said he didn't know. At this time, a call came in. And Yang Kachang hurriedly said that he would contact him later. It was a call from a friend who was holding a drinking party. Yang Kachang asked him to find out who the girl who wore a black evening dress and a navy blue silk scarf at night was, even if he asked all his friends. A friend has found out that her name is Su Xiaowei, and she is a copywriter for an advertising company. At that time, her boyfriend brought her here, but he didn't know him very well. And inviting him to the drinking party was also a passerby. Asked about the location of the girl's company, Yang Kachang hurriedly went out. Su Xiaowei was sitting at the table doing design. Seeing Yang Kachang, she was a little surprised and asked what was the matter. Yang Kachang asked if he could find a quiet place to talk. Su Xiaowei hesitated and took him to the reception room. Yang Kachang took out his mobile phone and asked if this picture was her. Su Xiaowei looked at it and said that this was her sister. Because she is beautiful and in order to make money. She has taken such pictures since she was very young. Your sister? Yang Kachang was surprised. Su Xiaowei nodded and said that she and her sister were twins. Because the family was poor, after her mother gave birth to them. Her sister gave them away when she was stronger. And she was left at home. However, just 3 months ago, my sister disappeared. Their parents died, their father died half a year ago. And she told Su Xiaowei the secret before she died, and she found her sister. Unexpectedly, the sisters had only known each other for half a year. And the sister disappeared inexplicably. And the police have no clues until now. Sister lives with you? Yang Kachang asked. No, but we talk on the phone a lot. When my sister disappeared, I was on a business trip, and when I came back, I couldn't contact her, and I thought she was out. But for more than 10 days, my sister's whereabouts were unknown. And I had to call the police. Su Xiaowei said. Yang Kachang stood up disappointed and told Su Xiaowei that he had seen her sister in the mirror in the past 2 days. Su Xiaowei was stunned, grabbed his arm, and asked where her sister was. Yang Kachang shook his head and said that he didn't know. Only saw his face and a blurred shadow. Su Xiaowei listened, lowered her head silently, and said that her sister was very pitiful. Because she was often bullied under the fence. Therefore, she is introverted, silent, and always likes to be alone and quiet. It was getting dark, and Yang Kachang said goodbye to Su Xiaowei. Because of his upset, he walked on the street for a long time before returning home. As soon as he entered the house, Yang Kachang felt wrong. He reached out and was about to touch the light switch on the wall, when he suddenly heard the sound of wind behind him. Yang Kachang lowered his head and bent over, picked up the chair and smashed it behind him. A dark shadow flashed, dangling a dagger in his hand. Yang Kachang retreated to the door step by step, and suddenly, it seemed to be a shrill shout from the wall. Get out, get out. The sound stopped the shadow. And he looked around, and the rabbit fled to the bedroom. Yang Kachang didn't chase after him. The black shadow must have jumped out of the bedroom window and escaped. Yang Kachang was sore and gasped for a long time. Who is this man? Looks like they wanted to kill him. But why? Because he stayed with Su Xiaowei all day? After sitting in the dark for a long time, Yang Kachang stood up and walked towards the door. Arriving at Dr. Wu's clinic, Yang Kachang sat on a chair. Seeing that his face was pale, Dr. Wu hurriedly asked what had happened. Is my cornea a woman's? Yang Kachang asked suddenly. Dr. Wu froze, saying he had to keep the client's secret. Yang Kachang was like a trapped beast, saying that he had to say it, or he would die. Someone is going to hunt him down today. As he spoke, Yang Kachang glanced at the mirror behind Dr. Wu. For a moment, he couldn't say a word. In the mirror, he saw Dr. Wu raise the scalpel, which slashed down at a girl's face. Yang Kachang was so frightened that he was dizzy. 3 months ago, Dr. Wu approached Yang Kachang, who had been blind for 2 years due to an accident, and said that as long as he paid 200,000 yuan, he could have a cornea transplant. A man from a poor family died, and before he died, he was willing to sell his cornea for 200,000 yuan to leave to his parents. Yang Kachang took out all his savings and transplanted the cornea. He never expected that this pair of corneas would be obtained in this way. Yang Kachang grabbed Dr. Wu, his hands trembling. Dr. Go looked flustered and asked him what he was going to do. Yang Kachang's voice suddenly changed, turning into a female voice, both sharp and thin. You killed me, you have to pay back my life, return my life. The voice hovered in the room, especially poignant and terrifying. Dr. Wu trembled and shook his hands vigorously. No, it's not me, he's a bastard, and after raping you drunk, he killed you in a fit of rage because you swore to tell your sister. He owes 200,000 gambling debts, and after killing you, I was called by him. I only took 20,000 yuan, I didn't kill you, I didn't. 2 months later, the fugitive was arrested, and Dr. Wu was imprisoned. Su Xiaowei's sister's body was found in a ditch. When questioned by the police, Yang Kachang could not explain why he saw the deceased and murderers. A veteran forensic doctor solved the mystery for him. The cornea of the human eye also has memory cells, but the strength of the expression varies depending on the degree of vitality. For example, the cornea transplanted by Yang Kachang may have seen something that impressed the donor during his lifetime, because of strong fear or hatred and strong memory vitality. There has been more than one such case abroad. Yang Kachang asked why it was half a month after the transplant. The medical examiner laughed and said it had to survive in your eyes first. Leaving the police station, Yang Kachang breathed a long sigh of relief, and he couldn't help but feel that he had learned the call of a little bird. You must know that he is a ventriloquist expert. And the female voice of rolling and almost scaring Dr. Wu to death from the wall was all from Yang Kachang's mouth, which saved his life. Not far away, Yang Kachang saw Su Xiaowei from a distance. He stood up suddenly, and in a trance, he seemed to see Su Xiaowei walking towards him, holding the cake in both hands and singing a birthday song in his mouth. It was the only birthday the sisters had ever had together, and it was also their happiest birthday.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and put notification on to watch more videos. If you have similar experience, please comment and let me know your experience.